This package came all the way from Germany. I kind of know what it is, but it's bigger than it looks. That's what she said. Inside this is a world's first device. You'll see. It's from Perix Computer from Dusseldorf. How do you say it?
Düsseldorf.
Oh, and based on what they described, this is the world's first ergonomic mechanical low form factor keyboard. That's a lot of words. I mean, there are some weird ergonomic keyboards and weird mechanical keyboards too, but apparently they are not like this one. We'll take a look. There you go, perix.com. Shout out to them. Okay, let's see what this is. It's the Periboard 335. They make a couple of variations. They offered me a full form version and a TKL version. Me being a shorter keyboard lover, I picked the TKL one. And there are 3 switch options too. I picked the red linear switches because I like smooth silent ones. But there are clicky blues and tactile browns too, in case you're wondering. I don't like my switches to have a tactile feel, It's my preference. And I'm not sure if these are hot swappable or not just yet. We'll see. But oh, it's a wired keyboard. I didn't know that. I've actually not learned anything about this to keep my impressions as natural and organic as possible. All I know is that this thing is an ergonomic keyboard and it's a world's first. That's it. Oh, okay. This is definitely a first for me, even if it's not world's first. And it's very lightweight. I did not expect it to be so light and thin as well. And it has split those keys, as you can see, with this weird wavy shape on there. I mean, our wrists are like naturally tilted in a way, so I guess it's designed for that. And yes, it doesn't have much key travel because it's a low form factor keyboard. But yeah, right off the bat, first impressions, I can tell that it's a lot more natural to not have to bend my wrists in a straight line. Like you can keep your wrists on the table, it's not naturally straight. Your arms are actually bending out a little bit. So that strange wavy shape helps out with that. Let's take a closer look at these keycaps and switches, shall we? I'll remove this keycap and man, that's a custom made switch. I have never seen a red switch quite like that one. It looks like a very cute pig's nose or a cat's nose maybe. And yeah, it's super low form factor. I saw it wiggling a little bit, so I tried to remove it with some force, but I thought maybe I should ask first because I couldn't find the information elsewhere. So I did ask them and they said, nope, it's not hot swappable. Yeah, I mean, even if it was hot swappable, how many more switches can you find for it? So I don't think they would make it hot swap because there won't be as many options. So yeah, I'm okay with it. Let me just put this custom keycap back on because if I lose it, I'm not gonna get another one. And interestingly enough, the risers for this keyboard are on the bottom, not on the top like we find in most other keyboards. That's because this is designed to tilt your wrist downwards like this, not upwards in another way, so it doesn't make you flex your wrist in an unnatural manner. And it has that dual riser design, so it supports like 2 height adjustments. My previous Keychron board had this as well, which I did not notice until this moment. Because I use my keyboards flat on the table, I never used the risers on my previous board, so I didn't notice. Let's do a quick typing test, shall we? Okay. I am noticing that it's definitely easier on my wrists, but a little bit difficult for my fingers to reach all the keys because it has bent all the way to the bottom there. Let's do a side-by-side sound test and typing test. Yeah, as you can clearly tell, my typing speed is nowhere near the usual rate that I get because I have to get used to this layout. This kind of split layout is not ideal for someone who's not a traditional touch typer like me. My fingers kind of move around in non-traditional ways, and I even kind of sometimes press the space key with my index finger. I know I'm weird, but hey, I can type fast. I think in a weird way, this ergonomic keyboard will make me type in a traditional way, like in the proper manner. I guess that's good. And I have been using it for a few days now and I've gotten a little bit better with this. I do make some typos and I do kind of accidentally press keys too lightly. Like I haven't gotten used to this low actuation pressure because I've been using full size switches. So this smaller low form factor switch is something new to me. But hey, it's fun. It definitely feels like a proper mechanical keyboard. Maybe it could use a little bit of lubing, but overall it's fine. And it does have a driver software as well, so you can do a lot of things with that. Let's try it out. It supports both Windows and Mac functions, so you can kind of press those keys there, Win and Mac. And it has macro support too. Let's see how good it is. So it has 2 templates by default. You can add more if you wish. And I really love this interface. Did you see that? Like whenever I assign a new function to a key, that key's picture changes there. Wow, that's really interesting. It's like a photorealistic representation of a keyboard with the keys changing. So that's cool. So you can remap those keys easily and click apply, and that's it. Next time when you type something, it'll remember it. And yes, even if you disconnect the keyboard and restart your PC, it will still remember it. So the software is quite good. I like it. The only downside with this version is something that's obvious. That's the lack of backlight. Yep, that's right. This edition doesn't have backlit keys for some reason. Like there is an RGB version of this, but they didn't have it in stock, so they couldn't send me. So they sent me this one, the non-backlight edition, so it doesn't have any lights whatsoever. I immediately knew that that would be a downside for many people, including me. Like having RGB is never a bad thing. You can always turn it off if you don't like it. But if it's not there in the first place, you can't even turn it on. You have to use this keyboard in a fairly well lit room, otherwise you may not see the keys well. Again, for touch typers it may not be an issue, but still, I would like to see some nice RGB in this. I hope they can send the RGB one too when it's available. Hint hint. And yes, replacing the switches will be difficult as well since it is not hot swappable. Another thing I noticed is that this keyboard is kind of difficult to clean. Like I accidentally spilled paint on my keyboard, just one drop. It got inside those tiny grooves in this palm rest, so it just won't go away no matter how much I try to clean it. It even splashed on the keycaps, but they were fairly easy to clean, but this textured thingy is causing issues. So I wish it was a plain surface without any textured designs, so that coffee or anything that you spill will not leave a stain too much. I know it's overall my fault, but I'm just saying that it's an accidental observation. But once you get used to the layout and how to kind of keep your palm, then yeah, this is a pretty good keyboard. I've been using it since I got it, which is almost a week now, so it's pretty good. You can especially use this for long hours of typing, whether you're a coder or you're writing something. This is great. I did feel the difference in my wrists. Like I didn't have to take a break so soon because my wrists were not fatigued. They were naturally kind of bending over the keyboard in the same way as they would naturally rest. Like they were kind of sitting on the keyboard itself instead of having to kind of wedge it against them like that. It's a minor thing which most of us never thought of, but who knew? It's a big deal. All in all, yeah, that's about it. It's a cool keyboard. I definitely enjoy having this. I'll be using this a lot more from now on. Perix Computer, my feedback to you would be find a way to have a hot swappable version. I mean, I don't know if you have it already. If you do, that's great, because with these special kind of switches and keycaps, replacing and repairing can be a challenge. And of course, try not to have too many textures on the keyboard. It's something that you always have on your desk, which can collect a lot of dust or accidental spills of coffee, or in my case paint, so that may be difficult to clean. So yeah, have a smooth surface as much as possible, because I've noticed it doesn't make a difference to your palm. The palm will sit regardless on any surface. But otherwise, I'm quite happy with this unique alien looking keyboard. I know there are weirder keyboards out there, but this is the weirdest one I've used till now. Risers on the bottom. What? And by the way, you get a discount as well if you want to purchase this keyboard from their site. I'll leave a link in the description, and if you use the code TheGeek8OFF, you'll get 8% off. Yeah, I know the coupon code was my idea. It's not very creative, but it works, bro. It saves you money. What else do you need? They have many other options for peripherals and accessories, so go ahead, explore their website, see if you like something. And let me know if you have any questions on this world's first ergonomic mechanical keyboard. Thanks again to Perix Keyboard for sending this over. I enjoyed using this.